Start recording. Camera chooser. Stop recording. Button. Voiceover off.
Alrighty, let's try this again. I'm pretty sure it tapes at the back, and I kind of forget which way the camera goes. So you could be looking at the side of my clothespin container, or you could be looking at me and my ceiling with my fancy new dimmer light. Look at that. Woo. Woo. Alright, that kind of looks like mood lighting. I think we need that. There we go. Let's go with this. I can read in the dark anyway, but we'll go with this medium fancy thing. Alright, so we're back with Here's Hank. Everybody is somebody, don't you know? Who we don't necessarily know, but somebody. So, since the first time since June, I was back at the school, on campus, working yesterday. It was good to be back. A little bit strange with the whole mask thing and the distancing thing, but we're all going to get used to that and it'll be fine, right? Right. So, looking forward to seeing everybody from a distance, of course. Next week when all y'all return to class and residence. And, well, book club might stay this way and it might go back to real life, or maybe we'll do a combo. Who knows? Anyway, Here's Hank is here with chapter 10. After the assembly, all the kids gathered around me asking about what happened next in my story. Where do all the space bugs go? Katie asked. Do Sarah and James blast them into outer space with their laser beams? Ryan asked. I bet their blood is green and slimy like snot, Luke Whitman said. I have to admit it was kind of fun to be in the spotlight. I hadn't gotten so much attention since I threw up cake frosting at my 4-year-old birthday party. Boy, that was a mess. 1 minute, no one was looking at me, and the next, everybody was running at me with paper towels. I lowered my voice and told all the kids to lean in close. I didn't expect them to get that close. Hey, guys. Give the men some breathing room, Frankie said. Yes, Ashley added. Hank's creativity needs space. Okay, I began. Here's what happens next. The space bugs start to vibrate and make a high sound like a screeching siren. I'll spare you the details of that. Then a rock turtle found only on Jupiter falls from the ceiling of that cave. This kind of turtle has no shell, just gray, cracked skin. Lovely. Ew, said Katie Sperling. That's gross. You haven't heard anything yet, I said. The space bugs sting the turtle, and hair sprouts from its skin and eyeballs. It looks like it has a shell of hair. A hair shell, said Luke Whitman. That's cool. From the corner of my eye, I could see Miss Adolph stomping over to us. I knew I had to wrap up the story fast. So then, the space bugs swarm underneath the turtle and lift it off the ground. They carry it deep into the darkness of the cave, and it never seen again. Unfortunately, Miss Adolph heard that last part of my story. Let's just say she wasn't a fan of hairy turtles. Henry, she said sternly, Principal Love is waiting for you in front of the welcome Paula Hart sign. Now, follow me and stop wasting time. Come on, Zip, Frankie said. This is when we get our picture with Paula Hart. He didn't have to say that twice. I was super ready. I've got to go, I said to all the kids. I'll tell you more later. Frankie, Ashley, and I hurried down the hall after Miss Adolph. Principal Love was standing in front of the colorful welcome sign, chatting with Paula and holding his camera. "Hey kids," Paula said. "Was that assembly fun or what?" "The most fun ever," I answered, and I meant it. "Let's get on with the picture," Principal Love said. "Miss Hart has a plane to catch. She's visiting another school in Seattle." "Lucky kids," Ashley said. "Miss Hart, you stand in the middle, and kids, you gather around her," Principal Love suggested. As I took my place next to Paula, I started to smell something bad, like someone had burped up a rotten banana. It didn't seem like a burp that Paula Hart would make. It was more like a Nick the Tick burp. "Oh no!" I turned around, and there he was, in all his stinky, rotten banana-ness. "I thought I'd come and add some good looks to this picture," McKelty said, as the words came out of his mouth. So did his hot breath all over my neck. "You're not invited, Nick," Frankie said. "Please step to the side, Nicholas," Miss Adolph snapped. "Fine with me," McKelty answered. "I don't want to be in a picture with Zipper Butt anyway. His face is going to break the camera." That did it for me. I had been feeling so good from the assembly, and I wasn't about to let this turkey ruin my moment, my day, or year. "You know what I think, McKelty?" I said. "I think you're mean right down to your toes. You must know what it feels like to be called names. I don't understand why you call me names every single day. All I know is that it stops here and now." "Way to stand up for yourself," Paula Hart whispered, giving me a fist bump. "I'm going to call you anything I want," McKelty said, putting his nose in my face, "and there's nothing you can do about it." "Here's what I can do about it," Principal Love said. "I'm going to put you in detention for a week with Miss Adolph. She'll teach you how to control your mouth. Won't you, Miss Adolph?" "Oh, you can count on it," she snarled. "Come with me, Nicholas. I have many waste baskets for you to empty, and that's just the beginning." As Miss Adolph guided McKelty back to her classroom, Nick the Tick shot me a look that said, "I'm tough, but I shot a look right back that said, "I'm tougher." We took about 10 pictures with Paula. The first few were regular. Then Paula suggested that we all make a scared face, then a surprised face, then a funny face, then a goofy face. Then it was time for her to go. Just before she left, she hugged each of us. When it was time for my hug, she whispered in my ear, "I believe in you, Hank," she said. Then she swooped off her giraffe dress and pink boots, disappeared down the hall. I knew I would never forget her. What do you say? Let's go for chapter 11. Well, there's not really much you can do about it anyway except for turn this off. So let's do chapter 11. That should finish the volume unless it's a baby chapter. The whole next week seemed like it took forever to happen. I had actual dreams about standing in front of the bulletin board watching my picture get put up. In my dreams, I was 6 feet tall and sitting on a white horse. The horse and I both took a bow as the entire school cheered my name. One of the best parts of the dream was when Miss Adolph pretended... Oh, sorry, I lied. When Miss Adolph presented me with a bouquet of flowers. On the actual day, I'm sorry to say, there was no white horse involved and no flowers either. But I did wear the brand new red sneakers that my grandpa, Papa Peter, bought me for my special day. Principal Love arranged for us all to meet after school. Ashley came with her mom and dad, Dr. and Dr. Wong. Frankie came with his mother and father, and his big brother, Otis. They were all wearing t-shirts that said, "Go Frankie." My mom and dad were wearing the green buttons that say, "I'm proud PS87 parent." Usually, they wear those for Emily's events, but this time, the buttons were for me. That was pretty cool. Our group included the whole Zipper family. Sorry, Zipzer family, that's their actual last name, I lied again. Mom, Dad, Papa Peter, and Emily, who came with her iguana, Catherine. As always, Katie was wrapped around... As always, Catherine was wrapped around Emily's neck like a short green scarf. Rather slimy one, I think, but hey, if you want to wear an iguana, more power to you. Who invited the lizard? I asked when I spotted Catherine. Catherine's feelings would be hurt if I left her home, Emily said. Catherine is very sensitive. How do you think Cheerio feels? I asked. Being in the apartment all by himself? Poor guy. I wish he was here. Papa Peter cleared his throat a couple of times to get my attention. Look at this, Hanky, he whispered. He slowly unzipped his red sweatshirt, just enough for me to see a cute little wet nose poking from his chest. You brought Cheerio, I whispered. He wouldn't miss this for anything, Papa Peter said. Don't tell, it's our secret. Then he winked at me, and I winked back. Except I'm not good at winking, so both eyes closed instead of just the one. We heard Principal Love coming down the hall before we saw him. His sneakers were especially loud as they squeaked toward us. I wondered if his sneakers have a special button that lets him turn up the squeaking. Well, hello everyone, he said, taking a brown manila envelope from his jacket. We're here to celebrate a special moment for 3 young people. As I always say, childhood is a time to climb the mountain of moments until you reach the moment of adulthood. And what a moment that is! I wish he would get to the moment of putting up our picture. I looked around at all our families. They seemed just as confused as we were. They weren't used to hearing Principal Love's speeches, which are even longer than a spider monkey's tail, and he still wasn't finished. You children have represented PS 87 in the best possible light, he went on. You showed Paula Hart what a warm welcome is all about. Ashley and Frankie, you were your usual outstanding selves, and Hank, you certainly added your own personal touch to the event. I was standing there thinking that I couldn't listen to one more word, but when I realized he was talking about me, suddenly his speech wasn't so bad. In fact, I was feeling kind of liking it. Then came the best part. Principal Love opened the brown envelope and took out the picture. It showed Frankie, Ashley, and me standing next to Paula Hart. It was the one where we were all smiling, not making goofy faces. You could tell that we were having a good time. Principal Love took down the picture of Emily and handed it to my dad. I looked over at Emily. I was pretty sure that this was going to upset her, but Emily is full of surprises. She gave me a big smile. Catherine and I are really proud of you, she said. Catherine flicked her long tongue at me and hissed. I'll spare you that one too. Actually, you know what? No, I won't. Snap. There you go, that's not weird at all, eh? Well, at least I am, Emily said. Principal Love tacked up our picture right in the center of the bulletin board, where Emily's had been. Next to it, he placed a sign that said, Students of the Month. I let those words roll around in my head. In my whole life, I never thought I would even be a student of the minute or student of the hour. And now, here I was, standing in the hall, staring up at a picture of me as Student of the Month. All I could say was, wow. And then I said it 12 more times. Wow, 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 and wow. And once more for luck. Wow! Each family took a picture in front of the bulletin board. Frankie stood with his family and held his hands over his head like an Olympic champion. Ashley's family stood holding hands. Then it was time for the Zipzer family photograph. Hank, stand as close to your picture as you can, my mother said. And make sure you don't block it, my dad added. Dad, I'm not tall enough, I said, and we all laughed. Do you want me to take the picture? Emily asked. I think she was remembering when I was the one who took a picture of her. I remembered how that felt, how it hurts to be left out. No, I said to her, I want you to be in the picture too. She smiled and scooted in next to me. Just make sure you look like a proud little sister, I whispered. I'll be glad to take your family photo, Principal Love said. I've been known to snap a picture or two in my day. We lined up in front of the bulletin board. My mom, my dad, Emily, Catherine, Papa Peter, and me. Everybody say, Student of the Month, Principal Love called out. Behind Principal Love, before Principal Love could snap the photo, Papa Peter pulled down the zipper of his sweatshirt just enough to show Cheerio's entire face. He was smiling really big, and I was too. Oh, chapter 12 is micro, and we're doing it too. All in all, it was a great day. There was the photo. There was the pizza party after with all our families. There was the mint chip ice cream for dessert. I could go for some of that. And let's not forget the whipped cream with the cherry on top. By the time I got to bed, I was as tired as a bear in the middle of the winter. Knock, knock, I heard my mom say, just outside my door. Come in, I said, with a yawn. She pushed the door open, came in, and sat down on the edge of my bed, tucking the covers up under my chin like she used to when I was little. You should feel great right now, she said. I do, I answered. Can you believe that my picture is hanging on the bulletin board in the hallway of PS 87? I never thought that would happen. But you see, why it did, she said, softly. Everything you do, Hank, you do in your own way. That's your gift. Yeah, but a lot of times the gift gets me into trouble. You're very special, she whispered. Never forget it. She gave me a kiss on the forehead and left the room. I heard the door click behind her and felt my eyes get heavy. I felt good all over. The last thought I had before I drifted off to sleep was, Hank Zipser, someday you're going to be somebody. And that is the end of this here one. We'll pick up with the next one. Oh, I don't know. Hold on. I don't know, sometime, maybe over the weekend, maybe next week, we'll see how residence is looking. I'm on night shift, so perhaps if I read quietly in the kitchen, I won't wake up anybody, or I'll do it when I get home when I'm half asleep. Who knows? Anyway, there will be another installment of Here's Hank. So this is the end of There's Hank, because now he's been here and he's done. But he shall return sometime with the next installment. Later, folks.
Voiceover on. YouTube. Back. Camera chooser. Stop recording. Button.